We have an incredible treat for us this morning. Valerie Bledsoe, master herbalist with 45 years in the field, whose passion for alternative medicine and natural health really began from a family health crisis that traditional avenues just weren't cutting it for. She's going to be sharing with us about the top 5 drinks. And I suggest you go ahead and get your paper out, take some notes, because this woman, anytime that I am blessed to hear her speak, just drips of wisdom. And we are really in for a treat today. So Valerie, I'll go ahead and give it to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Erica. And, absolutely, I am so passionate about this way of addressing health because it gives us options to use to support our health. And let's just dive right in because, look, we just heard this amazing, like Erica said, love story. And it's exactly what it is. And many of us get into this type of business because of health events, and we want to find solutions for people. So when we look at Greg and Donna, herbs were not new to them. When they began their journey towards finding natural and effective emotional support, in fact, Greg had already worked in the natural health industry for 20 plus years at that time. And their family already used herbs to address most of their health concerns. What was new, however, was the approach. They had discovered for themselves the power of herbal formulas that do more than simply target physical symptoms. They found the best results with supplements that dually strengthen both the body and the mind as interlinking parts of the same whole. So looking at and treating aspects of all areas of health together, physical, mental, and emotional health, instead of separate and individual pieces, that's what we call holistic health. And Solle Naturals is committed to formulating products that address both the body and mind at the same time. So you might be asking, how in the world do they do this? Well, it's pretty simple, just like you heard Greg say, adaptogens. And I, like Greg, had heard of adaptogens and knew they were kind of sprinkling in the background, but I'd never done deep focus on having them all as major in the formulas until Solle Naturals. So Solle Naturals leveraged the power of adaptogens, and they have now been obsessed with adaptogens for over 12 years now, thankfully for all of us. And at least one adaptogen is included in each of the herb capsules and the drinks. But why adaptogens? Why did this make the difference? And what they found was through scientific research, as well as personal experience, like you heard, that unique properties of adaptogens allow people to experience both mental and physical improvements in their health faster. And that's the same type of thing that I saw. As soon as I would start people on these formulas, they felt better mentally. So they would follow through and they would stay on the programs. But I know at this point you're asking, what in the world is an adaptogen? Because that is one of the big questions that I get. And they're actually a natural substance, such as a plant or a mushroom. And they have to produce or possess certain properties in order to help a person adapt to stressors in their life and their environment while exerting a normalizing effect upon both the mental and physical processes. These plants have been used for centuries. Did you catch that? Centuries. These are not new. They're on the world of alternative health. They're just new for everyone else learning about it. And they have been used to help people cope with stress, fatigue, anxiety, hormonal regulation. I know you get the point of what I'm talking about. And they help the body to manage stress hormones, things like cortisol. That's something that we hear about a lot. Restoring balance to the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, or the HPA axis. Again, something that a lot of us are starting to hear about. These balancing and anti-inflammatory properties also work to address root cause, and we always want to look at root cause. Otherwise, things that not only help you feel better faster, but at the same time, we want to be working on to heal our body for lasting results. Now, here are the 5 things that specifically help us identify a plant or a mushroom as an adaptogen. Number 1, it has to be safe for daily use. Number 2, we want it to provide energy, but not as a stimulant. Number 3, strengthen and modulate or regulate, help the immune system to come into balance. It will have many active components on both sides of the balance. Therefore, it helps something that might be overactive scale back, something that's underactive scale up. So again, finding that state of balance. And number 5, have a beneficial effect on stress management and mood. I've often told people that it kind of reminds me of like shock absorbers on our car. Just because we have good shock absorbers does not mean, especially here in Kansas, when we hit all the potholes out on the dirt roads, that we're not going to slam into the ceiling of our truck. But what it does mean that we should recover very rapidly and just end back up in a smooth ride. Because life is not going to stop throwing stress at us, but adaptogens are going to help us to rebound from it. Now, why is plant-based nutrition so important? And why plants over other formats? Well, number one, plants are usually easier digested and absorbed and much fewer issues than if we're working from an animal source. And we call that bioavailability. In fact, you'll hear me use that term a lot whenever I teach and talk with people. And Solle Naturals does believe in the wisdom of nature and realizes there's there's a lot science doesn't know. The plants have it figured out. And plants naturally have basically pre-digested things. It's come in a prepackaged, it's got the nutritional cofactors in it, and allows the body to have an enhanced effect of our desired nutrient. This is one of the differences when people take a plant source product like our products here for Solle, they're like, wow, you sure there's not something else in this? And I'm like, no, it's called giving your body good nutrition that it can use. And then finally, by sourcing our nutrition directly from plants, it, as we jokingly say, helps cut out maybe an unnecessary middleman. So we know that, and Solle Naturals believes that having better health should not be complicated. And I love that one of the ways that we have addressed this is by having 4 simple categories. And I know years ago, I started teaching people, just let's look at what's going on. Let's look at these categories: balance, calm, clarify, and lift. So in the balance category, products that are in those are rich in nutrients, and they're going to have exclusive combinations of adaptogens to help bridge those nutritional deficiencies and help overall well-being and equilibrium in body and mind. So it's helping the body zero in and find that balance from overwhelm. Now, if we look at lift over there with the mountain, so these products in this category are going to help naturally stimulate, but they're not a stimulant, but we can stimulate by giving the body good nutrition. And it helps both the body and mind to have increased energy, vitality, productivity without crashes or artificial stimulants. I know that I'm a person that is highly reactive to that, and the lift category has done me wonders. Then we come over here to the clarify category. These formulas are specifically formulated to increase mental sharpness, improve focus, helping to enhance physical regeneration and clear system pathways for helping allow for elevated vitality. And then finally, our calm category. Products in this category are going to help provide the nutritional support needed to promote mental and emotional regeneration. And notice I said the word regeneration. We want to help the body to restore, and the calm category products are designed for this because as it's working to help defend us against everyday stressors, those things can over the long haul cause anxiety, cause physical unease, weaken immunity. And so you can see how all these work together. So often when I would talk to people, I'd say, so with what you're feeling, do you feel like it needs to be calmed? Do you feel like we need to lift it? Do you need to clarify it and filter it and work better, or you just need to bring balance? And when you use them all together, to me, it helps just zero everything in on the target. Now, Solle does have over 30 unique formulas, and over time, not today, but over time, you'll have the opportunity to learn the benefits. Today, we're focusing on our 5 top selling drinks. So we're going to deep dive for a short deep dive, and we're going to jump into the Vital, which is the first balance category there, and that is the foundational drink for the balance category. It is a signature drink, and it's kind of funny to be referring to these by their actual names, because once you get in, the club, the Solle family, people start referring to these by the colors. I'm took the green one and the red and the blue one. And so it's kind of funny now to also refer to them by the names. It depends on who I'm talking to, but Solle Vital is just that. It, to me, is vital for helping support that foundation. And as you see, it has some great key benefits that are brought on by the concentrated chlorophyll. In fact, I've drank chlorophyll for years. But what I love about this, it's in a packet. I can travel with it. It doesn't degrade with exposure to the air. It doesn't spill all over in your suitcase or wherever you might have it. And you get to learn how to take green out of your clothes. But it is got 4 different types of chlorophyll in it. It's got 6 adaptogens, and then it also has minerals from coming 4 different plants, and it is a refreshing taste. It is something that my body started craving right off the bat. Now, I've had plenty of people that don't, but I guarantee once they stick with it, they call me up and they're like, this is really strange. All of a sudden, I want this stuff. Is something the matter with me? And I said, no, your body's just getting better. But so what are some of these benefits that this product does? Well, first of all, the chlorophyll helps make it become an amazing natural detoxifier. And it helps the body eliminate toxins, so much so that I will never forget one of the first people that started on the soul journey with me. In fact, it was the first person that I called when I started the soul business. Within a couple of days of starting this product, they called me and they said, and keep in mind, this person at this point was in their mid 40s, early 40s. And they said, you know, when I go and use the bathroom and urinate, my urine smells like an ashtray, but I've never been a smoker. But they did grow up in a home with secondhand smoke, and this was helping to flush that out. And I have heard that story many times. So that tells me, and I will also tell you, this person had been on chlorophylls before and it never did that. So naturally, I got even more excited because it just meant I found another way to help people more. Mood. There's 6 different adaptogens in here that help stabilize mood. In fact, one of our first stories with Troy, walking down, yes, we have a little town, but there are still people that walk down our street. And they stopped him and they asked him, they said, what's different with you? And he said, well, what do you mean? They said, well, you look happy. He said, well, I'm drinking this drink. That was before we'd ever learned, some of the background as to what was going on for him health-wise, but that has started changing it dramatically enough to where he was stopped on the street. So other benefits come out, this stamina. So adaptogens, because it's helping the body to adapt to what's going on, can help give you endurance or stamina type energy. Athletic recovery, those trace minerals. Trace minerals are absolutely imperative for helping for healing, for bouncing back and recovering. And also keep in mind with that chlorophyll, it's going to bring more oxygen. It's going to help your athletes do outstanding. And then, as you see, we keep bouncing back to this chlorophyll, but it really is the synergy of all of these ingredients in here. But it's also going to help be alkalizing. So it's hard. And I'm going to tell you guys, it's hard for me to scale back and not tell you everything that I know about these products because I get that excited and passionate about them. But now we're going to move to our signature drink from the lift category, and that is Cinnamate. And so remember, lift category is red. And Cinnamate, I'll tell you, that is the drink I did not like at first, but I knew there was a long history of blood sugar issues in my family, and that I need to take. And everyone thinks I'm strange that I didn't like this one because that's the one so many people are like, and I'm like, no, but I love it now and I have it every single day. In fact, I can't go without it. But Cinnamate is a sweet cinnamon packed drink with over 24 vitamins and minerals. I'm going to tell you, there's more than that in there. There's cofactors, there's bioflavonoids, too numerous to list, but it is very power packed with nutrition. And through that, it helps to increase energy and focus through, again, and I don't necessarily like the word stimulation because it gets misused out in everyday world, but when you can stimulate the body as in giving it nutrition and it feels productive, it can do things, it can focus. Because this is in the lift category, it's lifting up that focus. It's helping lift up our digestion. It's helping to bring blood sugar that may have bottomed out, bring it back up where it needs to be. And it is safe to consume daily. And I tell you, I can now honestly say it is amazing, whether it's hot or cold. So let's look at some of the key benefits that are with this. Blood sugar balance. Blood sugar is going to come from the cinnamon, the Nepal, the banaba leaf, and it's going to help to maintain blood sugar into normal range blood sugars. And yes, you're going to hear multiple stories about my family because you know, as Troy always said, you always use us as the guinea pigs. Well, that's how I roll. So that's what we're going to do. And I remember him telling me, oh, that, and he's retired military, that when he would get tired, it's because he needed more coffee. And it hit a point where I was telling him that I didn't think that's what was going on. And we happened to have all 6 of the kids home visiting, and we're talking, and he's just in the next room where I can see him. And all of a sudden he gets quiet. And I'm like, let me check on your dad. So I look over there and I'm like, I knew it. I knew his blood sugar had crashed. So I said, honey, let me try something. He was in no position to resist, guys. So I went over and made him a hot cinnamon real quick and brought it back. And I said, I'm going to take a picture to document this. So I have a picture of this man he can't open his eyes. He's holding a cup of cinnamon. And I said, all right, now go ahead. And I stepped back over, and literally within 1 to 2 minutes, I hear him go, this is ridiculous. A minute ago, I could not open my eyes. Now I cannot close the darn things. I said, let me take another picture. So he now knows and asks or reaches for, and I'll hear the tea kettle start to go because he's going to make himself a cinnamon. And so if we're balancing blood sugar, guess what happens? It helps to crave, challenge and balance out cravings, because we're not seeking for something to give us energy. And it also is a clean energy. What does that mean? That means people like myself are highly sensitive to a true stimulant, or, something that is like, I can't drink coffee. I can't do anything with a little bit of any of that in there. I do amazing with cinnamon. You don't have the crashes. You just function at top health. And so that's what we're talking about with clean energy. And then the gut health, because it's helping to support digestion. It's also going to help with maintaining regularity. There's natural antimicrobial and antiviral properties. That's going to help support our immune function that's coming from the thyme and the yerba mate. And like you heard me say, mental focus. This can help dial it in and zero in for that. All right, we're going to have to move on from lift to our clarify category. And we're going to talk now about Solle Excel. So when we first got the Solle products, and I was there when they first went out, and we only had Vital and Cinnamate at that point. So when Excel came on the scene, it was I was thinking back, and it was about 2 years, maybe 2.5 years into having the products in the market. And at that point, I had already been going through menopause. I was 49 at that point, and no hot flashes, no issues with night sweats, no issues with moodiness, because the Vital and the Cinnamate were doing such a great job. But when Excel wrote on the market, it was perfect for me, because if you notice on here, some of these benefits are that it helps to balance the endocrine system. And so for me, my body had decided that it was going to have fun at that point, or so it thought. I did not agree it was fun, that it was going to get kind of wonky with my cycles and make them pretty much hard to function around. I kid you not, when I got my first order of this, that was the last time that I had a cycle. And it's been 10 years. And I just slipped the rest of the way into menopause with no issues. So let's look at this a little bit more. Why was this able to be one of those key factors for me? And yes, it is an absolutely refreshing drink. They could say light and refreshing. And it does help support the endocrine system, balance hormones, helping whether it's male or female, also bone health, circulation, your breathing, so respiration, and vision, so the eyes. But how is it doing this? Well, part of it is, in the way it's supporting libido, is the fact that, and the endocrine support is the fact that it's got 3 types of maca. So that's red, yellow, and black. This is unusual that we have a product that has all 3 of these macas in it. And maca has been known for, decades, centuries, hundreds of years, for how well it helps the body to adapt no matter where you are geographically in the world, and to balance out your hormone system. So here it helped this menopausal woman in Kansas, just like it can help, a 20-year-old in Canada, or it doesn't matter where you are. That's where the powers of adaptogens. It helps the body find what's ideal for it. And so again, paying attention to the fact that we have 3 forms of maca is huge. So this is also going to help with enhanced alertness, because we have theacrine in this formula. It's going to help with locomotor skills, so how you move around. Stress support, again, we've got adaptogens and everything. So it should come as no surprise that it's helping with stress. But in this case, it's adding beneficial antioxidants and amino acids. And then the healthy bones. One of the macas in particular, the red maca, has been known, again, traditionally for helping have a positive effect on your body's ability to maintain strong bones. Yes, we still need to do a little bit of weight-bearing exercises and things like that, but maca is outstanding at helping keep that bone structure nice and strong. And then finally, if we look at our respiratory and circulatory support, we have people that have called and told me. In fact, I had a client that was going into dealing with MS. They'd also had deemed her had just stepped into being legally blind. And so we had got this product, and I told her, I said, let's add this product. And she was always hard to understand when I would talk to her because of everything that was going on. It was hard work. And she called me in a couple weeks, and I could understand her. In fact, I was blown away. I realized who it was. And not only was she thinking better, it was good enough that they pulled that restricted license on her and told her that they were not going to call her legally blind anymore. So that was incredible. And so that goes into addressing all the parts when it comes to clarifying the vision, clarifying the thinking, clarifying. So you kind of get the idea when it comes with this product. And finally, immune health. Kupuasu, which is an awesomely fun word to say. It's a fruit that comes out of the Amazon that is in the chocolate family, but it has the dimensions of chocolate, but it's not really actually chocolate. So it has that fullness in body, and it is loaded in vitamin C, and it really is outstanding at helping to support the immune system. And now we're going to step into our calm category, and our signature drink for the calm category is Renew. So Renew is a soothing drink. You can drink it hot or cold. It's known to help calm the central nervous system. It helps many people with sleep. It also is really good at restoring harmony to emotions and helping in balance the mood. It also helps with restoration or rejuvenation, helping you at points of fatigue or helping the body repair naturally. In fact, there is a plant in there called marl root. And I've always been fascinated by this because it was named after the marl deer. After it would give birth, it would go up and dig up this root and consume it because it helped the body to replenish after giving birth. And I will tell you, there's many a woman since we got this formula that this is something that I have talked to them, my daughters being several of these women, after they have their children, that this is one of the drinks that we look at them to help get that vitality back because the body just went through some impressive amount of work in delivering that child. So what are some of the key benefits of Renew? Stress relief. It has adaptogens, helps to calm the central nervous system, like we said, helping with the sleep. For many people, helping the body to promote and restore natural restoration process for both muscle and immune. Liver health, the wood betony and the schizandra naturally support the liver and help with healthy functioning there, and kind of a calm focus, helping calmness of the mind and just in general. I know I had 34 years ago, extreme adrenal exhaustion, was down for a year. And I'd watch when I am going really hardcore and maybe not running on as much sleep as I need to, or staying up late. Monday night trainings is the day I do this because I know that I want to be up for that information, but I know I have to protect my adrenals. I do Renew mixed with Vital during the day, and it allows me to coast through because I'm being proactive with my health, because that way I can do and accomplish what I need to do. And so our final of the 5 products that we're going to look at today is called Soul Royal. And this is the beautiful purple drink. And it is our proprietary collagen enhancing formula that helps give you the plant-based building blocks to produce your own collagen. So this is very important that you understand, just like we talked about bioavailability earlier, This is not an animal collagen that we have to break down and reformulate. This is the plants that brings to the table what we need to tailor to what our body specifically needs for the different types of collagen it wants to build. And collagen is so abundant in the body, guys. It is, we know hair, skin, and nails, but do you know it's also tied to bones, tendons, ligaments, your lungs, your organs, it's your muscles, your arteries, your intestinal lines, your eyes. It's all over. And as we age, as we're often aware of, the skin shifts a little bit. Maybe we don't bounce back as fast. Let's just say we're all going to age. This becomes a product that is very beneficial in helping that process be have better quality in the process. We'll just put it that way. But I love the solar oil because it helps us in so many different ways, and along with our mood as well. And one of the people that I talked with just a week ago on Saturday, they had gotten one of the trial boxes, and after taking one batch of this solar oil in particular, they told me it's the first time they had felt joy in a very long time. And if that doesn't bring you to tears for doing what you're doing, why you're doing it, and why you need to shout this from the rooftops, that to me does it. So one of the things that helps this beautiful color in here is the blue, or the purple sweet potato that's in there. There's blue butterfly pea that's in there. It is just outstanding, and it's going to help with, like we talked about, all this, but also stress support, immunity. Bamboo is in there. Bamboo is outstanding because it's very high in silica, but it also has some natural antiviral and antibacterial properties that makes it amazing for supporting the lungs. And I will tell you guys that about 2 years before we got the solar oil, and I knew we were working on it because I get the honor of being helping formulate these products, is that my feet had started hurting a lot. And I'd get out of a car ride, and like the first 10 steps, I'm like, what is going on? And I don't like hobbling. I've got things to do, places to go. And I couldn't quite figure it out, except I thought, well, maybe this is part of that collagen thing for me. And maybe we'll have a result when we get this. Within 2 weeks of my starting to use this, that disappeared for me. And I was just in heaven to be able to get up and walk like that easily again. And we went on a day trip, and I didn't have time. Didn't take it that morning. I was hobbling by that afternoon. Let me tell you, I don't miss this stuff now. But I will also say this, a couple years into it, I can miss a dose without it causing a problem because my body has built up its health account enough to be able to do that. And finally, because there's 9 grams of protein and less than 1 gram of sugar per serving, natural sugar, that is, we don't add sugar to anything. This helps with weight management because you're getting a good protein in there to help do that. So as you can tell, this is a very, very brief overview. Very compact, threw as much in there as I could, but I love these 5 products. And I love this trial pack because this helps put that foundation at people's disposal to get in there and try and see where they want to start so that we can get them up and running. And then they're going to get the opportunity to be exposed to the rest of the world of the other amazing products that we have. And always remember, they are all always 100% natural, plant-sourced nutrition, non-GMO, gluten-free, MSG-free, and contain absolutely no artificial ingredients.
I love that. Thank you so much, Valerie. That was absolutely incredible. So much information in so little time, but so valuable. I know that I have notes. I hope all of you guys have notes as well, because this will be something that you'll just keep adding on every single time you hear somebody talk about the products. You're going to learn something new. And what I'm hoping is that when you learn those new things, it gives you ideas of who do I know? Who do I know that could benefit from that? Who do I know that could benefit from that blood sugar balance, right? Who do I know that might need more muscle recovery or minerals or detox? I mean, honestly, in our modern environment and world we live in, I don't know a single person that probably doesn't need daily detox, right? So I hope that this is really opening your mind and helping you to add people to your mind. Write them down. I always say, write down the people who come to your mind. They came to your mind for a reason. They want you to reach out to them. Sometimes they don't know that yet, but the reason why they come to your mind is because you have been inspired to reach out to them because you have solutions that they are calling for. And like I said, sometimes they don't know that we have the solution. So sometimes they're not necessarily the most receptive in the beginning, but definitely want to reach out to those people and start conversations, because once they discover what you have and what you know, and they learn about it, they become much more open. And we'll talk more about that as we go through this training.